I'm just bird watching. Bird watching. When I came over here, that bird that I saw last week, it was just sitting on the branch, so maybe it's watching some eggs. They love these trees. Like a little mini bird sanctuary over here. So many places cutting down trees now. We're not making room for nature. Yeah. Nature has made more than enough room for us. It reminds me of that part in the Matrix where it says people are a disease. Like we consume ignorantly. Looks like they're watching me. So pretty. Yeah, so what came first, right? The chicken or the egg? This is more important here. Yeah, I was thinking about some, that chicken or the egg thing, right? Again. All right, what came first, the chicken or the egg? All right, so everything starts out from an embryo. This is where I started getting more insight from this, looking at the god Pan, who over time, good day family, I was out here bird watching. And I started thinking about the chicken and the egg thing. One thing leads to another. And so, yeah, my phone's gonna die soon. I'm just out walking. But yeah, I was thinking about Pan. Pan and Pan. I love that. Taking a closer look at the god Pan and how it's synonymous with Jesus, Jesus, the Christ. And how there's two sides to every coin. Yeah, but they forget the edge. The edge is ridged. Yeah, the edge of a coin is ridged. Do I have a coin? Yeah, bam. What is that? Do you see the edge of that coin? Yeah, they even took the time to put notches in that baby. Two sides. Heads, tails, or the side. What? And check that out. From the side you can see the layers. Reminds me of the rings of a tree. Like if you just change your perspective, you can see a lot more. So what came first? The chicken or the egg? The egg, the primordial egg. The egg of chaos, the egg of dark matter. What comes out of the egg is the transmuted darkness. Yes, the blackness transmuted is the Christ. That which comes from the dark, that which was not known, or that which was hidden or lost in the chaos, absorbs the darkness and moves forth into the light, is Christ consciousness. To absorb, to consume, to transmute dark energy. Not to sit in it, to bask in it, to match its frequency and to stay there. That's not it. So yeah, whatever was in this egg is in us already. It's like the tube thing that I said, whatever is in the tube, if you squeeze it, that's what's going to come out of the tube. So if there's crap in the tube and you squeeze the tube, it's going to smell like crap. That's what's going to come out of the tube. But if there's flowers in the tube or something, you know, something lovely, then when you squeeze the tube, that's what's going to come out of it. Not unnecessary ferment or things that we can't use. So this egg of chaos is symbolic of dark matter energy. So we're talking about dialectic energy, dark matter energy. This egg is the egg of chaos, equated with the bull. And the bull would be synonymous with Pan, the goat legs, loves to make love, androgynous, first female being that the gods loved, wrote poetry to. I was checking out Blake, who feels like he's incarnated, this poet Blake, feels like he's incarnated. And during the 1700s was writing mad poetry. 1718. He was living on the outskirts of Paris, France. Anyway, his poetry is blazing. So we've been doing this for a while, waking up, going to sleep. They've been suppressing the knowledges, and you know, that's part of Blake's poetry, his prose poetry, is speaking of those things they were doing during the time when they were still integrating the ancient symbology of the deities and gods into the modern philosophy, where they were able to tame and control people. So that's what they took from the egg of chaos. That's what they took from the nothingness. That's what they took from the pool of information, the darkness, the mass, the space of information. We're in a time of information, where information is being poured out. It's like a big, giant freaking soup. Energy is alive. It's archons, light code beings, thought forms that are able to use vessels to float their agendas. There are many agendas, but these agendas can only be portrayed through the vessel's intentions. So this egg of chaos, whatever comes out of this egg, has a lot to do with the vessel that's looking at it, its perception. It like takes on whatever shape, like it's like tofu. Whatever you put in the pot is gonna take on the flavor. It's the mirror, right? Made in our image, they said, to make man in the image of God. Fire, water, earth, air, and ether, the etheric beings manifested in flesh. This thought form, these many thoughts and ideas about who we were and what we are as energy is part of this egg of chaos. And from that egg of chaos, this giant thought form, this giant egg of ideas, right? On this level is how we manifest our lives, and what we bring forth is how we look at things in this matrix to a great deal. But the tricky part is how it's connected to the consciousness grid. I was reading, listening to Thor, listening to a book of Thor, and one of the things he said that I got a lot more clearer this time was, these birds in this tree are pretty cool. He said, good. Basically, good is the choice that we have. If you have the choice to do good, that is free will. And in this world where they're playing with our minds, with sound and noise technology, voice to skull technology, satellite brain reading technology, tampering with a lot of stuff, nanotechnology, okay? Causing auditory hallucinations and mass hallucinations on a social level, right? They can even cause us to see holographic things in the sky. You can bend a lot of stuff, is what I'm saying. I totally lost the track of the other end of that thought that I was on. Oh, there it is. There's, I think, oh. Hi, sweetie. Yeah, so I'm checking out this egg and this primordial energy. Okay. Primordial energy. And yeah. So I'm like realizing how how, and this is always a thing where we're constantly changing and evolving. The minute that I think that I've got it, I'm in trouble, right? It's about constantly growing and changing so that I'm my best idea of a light code being when I meet my creator outside of this flesh and even in it, like, just be the best figment of my imagination that I can be in this body. Like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? I guess I would be the chicken now. And whatever was in my egg is the manifestation of what I'm doing with my life. So I'm pulling from out of the egg, from out of the primordial egg, from out of the dark matter, dark space energy with the types of things that I choose to place into my life. And there are so many choices that I do have. Right. Thor said, the choice we have is to do good. That's where I was. It is so easy to follow the masses and just do what we were told. To pull from that big pool of energy. They just say, oh, that's the way it is. This is the way that we depicted it. There's 7 deadly sins and everybody's afflicted with it, and don't worry about it. Just come to church. Just go to your designated place to pray. Talk to the big kahuna, bada bing, bada boom. We'll sprinkle some water on you, tell you what to eat, say some prayers, and it'll be okay. Just accept that that's the state of the world. That's where we are. And perhaps, maybe you can work on that. If you meditate on these prayers and these songs and saturate yourself in this idea that it'll just go away. It'll be all right. That's what I was thinking, right? A lot of the institutions that we go to don't even know how to get rid of the demonic, counterproductive energy. It's a sacred art. And so if these priests and stuff got demons on them because they're molesting children and lying and stealing money and property and trying to make sure taking widows' monies and stuff like that. I mean, like the Luciferian agenda. Trying to hinder people, then obviously then you're afflicted with demonic possessions. It's pretty simple. It's like right in front of our face. So we're dealing with the infestation of demons. So sick people hurt people. And the afflicted who were not able to heal themselves, they're telling others that want to heal themselves that it's not possible and that this is just a part of the normal society, right? We're supposed to be jealous and envious and hateful and lying, thieving. That's just what we are. That is not so. Because the Christ consciousness is panning on that. Christ consciousness. Was that you making that noise, you pretty bird? Yeah, so the Christ consciousness is the elevation of our lower nature, our Kundalini energy, the fires, the ethereal primordial fires. Check out the Montachia. Montachia. Okay. So, good day, family. Much love to you and yours. So, it's pretty. Things are coming alive. Flowers are starting to bloom. You can smell them in the air. It's nice. So many things can come from that cosmic egg. All this comes from the cosmic egg. We're sitting in a giant... We're like the babies that hatched from this egg. That's what the date of birth is. You know what I'm saying? That was the cosmic spark that was allotted to your mother and father when you were born. That was their divine gift. Like we don't realize that's part of this egg thing. Like we don't realize what it is that we have. We have somebody else using our gifts. We're even told that our children only have the value that somebody else gives to them. Our own seeds and eggs, where somebody else tells us the value of our own children. So we don't bother. Many of us don't bother to invest in them. Hey, what the heck, right? What is it? The egg doesn't fall, the leaf doesn't fall too far from the tree. Bull crap. Bull. Panning on that. Bull crap. Because I know for a fact that our Creator can use the worst predicaments to motivate us spiritually to do the exact opposite that was done to us. Just by way of experience. Or there'd be no way to make restitution and correct our actions if we couldn't reverse it. Yada, 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 bada bing, bada boom. I do a lot of spiritual researches and stuff. Checking out the Book of Solomon. Checking out the Book of Thor. And some other stuff. Right? The whole idea and concept of voodoo. And looking at the Tao. The Tao. And how they look at sickness and dis-ease as, you know, basically thought forms and ideas and energy that gets stuck in the body and blocks the, you know, makes us sick. Energy that gets stuck in the body. That's a demonic presence. Energy never dies, it only transfers. See, us not being able to have the proper information on how to define energy has also affected in how we look at spirituality and this cosmic egg. What comes first? The chicken or the egg? The whole thing is in the way that we interpret it. It's the person who's perceiving it that decides what the value is. Not that neither one is right, because both of them are here, and both of them, the cosmic egg or the chicken is the whole essence of the thing. It's not one or the other, but both. It's not the red or the blue, but the red and the blue. It's not dialectic or magnetic. It's both. It's not male or female. It's androgen and spirit. Our nature, our very nature has us polarized. By our own nature, we are polarized. And so a primitive state of being, that's why part of our brains are shut down. We're relating to one another on a very primitive, primordial level. Like, the cosmic egg is all over our face. You know what I'm saying? We've been sitting on it for a while. Then bust open, it's like, here, we're living in it. Like, we are the manifestations of the cosmic egg. And now we're like morphing and growing into something else during this time of awakening. It was said that it's not even known whether man is going to be able to sustain his own consciousness level during this time of heightening awareness. And why is that? Because when you can fathom and start to contemplate some of the stuff going on, it can like blow your mind. It can blow your mind. Try not to get egg on your face. This cosmic egg is like humongous. They said on Mars, the craters are so humongous that you could be in a crater. The whole thing is craters. It's just like, forget about it. It's like being lost in the desert and you're going to stay lost in that desert and that's all there is ever. Can you imagine something so depressing and suppressing? Well, this cosmic egg is full of life. And it's the same way. It's like all around us. It's fractal. You know, you get out of this space and there's another area of enlightenment and energy and spaces to look and see and be and develop. Don't be a chicken. All right. They said that in the beginning of time, that there was like one thing that was like a bear, and like say like the mammoth would have been like the elephant, you know, and there was one like thing that was like a giant bird, you know. So there was one thing that was like before it got split. Like that's part of the cosmic egg kind of theory in my mind, you know, that there was one and then that one kind of split off. So after it came out of the egg and started mating with other things, there was variations of it. That would make sense because that's a perfect example of dialectic and magnetic energy together, manifesting life. Yeah, that's a perfect example. I don't know if you heard me, of dialectic and magnetic energy manifesting life. I'm back in my backyard now. I'm just chilling. Yeah, I was just bird watching. Oh, these little guys. They just look so mysterious. They're just such little bitty busybodies when the spring comes, and they just look so happy. And it's one of the things that give me joy is the high-pitched sound of the birds. When I'm, you know, and especially if I'm feeling low, it's like some of them almost seem to like want to dive bomb me. It's really funny. I could be sitting here and be depressed and they'll go like right in my face almost. Like, I know you saw me here. You're doing that on purpose. and I'll start laughing. And I have a little history with the birds around my house. It makes me feel like my journey to get closer with our Creator, with the subtle energies, is worth something. When I see nature respond. Those are the flowers I planted years ago when I was saying I wanted to get better at sharing. We had a lot of rain. Sometimes they give off such a beautiful smell. Right now they're not really kicking off that smell as much now. That's weird too. I wonder if the sun has to come out. What makes them spark off that smell at sometimes more than other times? Like, does the sun have to come out? Because when it rains, you can smell the dirt after a certain level. If you put water on dirt, you can smell it, and that's like talk about primordial energy. That's a really cool smell. Smell of dirt and flowers. So I was just wondering. I'm just curious. Anyway, this is Regina's Rabbit Hole. Curious again. Oh, much love to you and yours. I hope your day has started out well. Mine started out very strange. There's a lot of very crazy, uncomfortable energy, but we decided to pay attention to the higher frequencies in this big cosmic egg. So we're going to do that as much as possible. And I hope that you will too. Yeah. Spiritual warfare. How to obtain Christ consciousness. You got to fight for that mess. It's not mess, but yeah. You really have to fight for it. It's amazing how many things will just fight to take your joy away. Oh yeah, but Pan, that's right. Pan, when he said the choice to do good is freedom. There's so many people that don't have a choice because they're afflicted by demonic presences that have become a normal normal behavior within our social construct. So take heed to that. Our Creator don't give a blip about what we've accepted. There's a balance that needs to be kept. That's what I was thinking about when I was been meditating on this egg of chaos lately. And looking at the way society has reinforced and supported being messed up as a regular as a regular part of who we are as people, as divine beings. So it's a choice. We don't want to be divine, fine, but if we can at least work at it, right? It's in the struggle. It's already in the choice to do better. Here lies the freedom, the choice to even want to, or the acknowledgement that you can't, that you've been swallowed up and taken away, and there is no fight. Lying and stealing and killing and anger and jealousy and envy, all those 7 deadly sins that they afflicted us with, because it's part of the deferment. We accept those things when we gravitate toward certain characters and depictions of ourselves within the media. We pick them out and we assign these characters to people within our communities. We say that reminds me of Pookie, and that's so-and-so, and that's so-and-so. And so we have indoctrinated on some forms the characters that Hollywood, these people who mess with dark magic and do sacrifice and stuff, have given to us. We allowed them to define and depict who we are for us. Instead of listening to our deeper spiritual essences of who we really are, to tap into the corresponding frequency of who we really are, is to dare the masses, baby. The masses. To step out of line is to ask for a fight. Because you're standing, most likely, even if you're in a church, in a room full of people afflicted, including you, including myself, the walk of ascension, you start to pay attention to this thing where everybody wanted rainbows and butterflies and spring water, and you know what I'm saying? Don't raise your voice. Namaste. Just breathe. Everything's fine. You go to NA and they say effed up. You go to NA and they say effed up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. We got cut off for a second. We got to watch our acronyms. Thought forms are like acupuncture points. They're entryways to a whole nother shebang. Yeah, so we're living in a world where this is the dark magic, the cosign, right? They tell us who we are, and then we go ahead and say, yes, sir, I want to be that brown nose. I want to be that black face. I want to be that hoe. And pave the road for other people to plant and follow after thee. And I'm going to take and indoctrinate myself into these thought forms, these archons, these characters that they depicted us as. And I'm going to wear them. I'm even going to put on the outfit, get Gucci, get Levi, get whatever it is that we wear. You know what I'm saying? To put on this costume or facade that's our character. And in all our doing, we didn't get any understanding, as it says in the word, of the true nature of who we are, the creator, that which sustains us and truly gives us life. Good day, family. So I was bird watching, thinking about this cosmic egg, the egg of chaos, and the research that I was doing with Pan, who's synonymous with Christ and the Christ consciousness, and thinking about these churches and how the deferment with the dark magic is. They're in allegiance with these